18th of April, Rabbi Furst, Pierke Avos, Pesach. Okay,
Okay.
let's see, we're recording. Okay, Ella Shehakasha, uh, uh, I don't know what cuff tough is.
Uh, right. Ela shehiksha. That's kitanan la'atzmo. That he's learning on it for himself. That he learns for it for himself.
He learns for himself uh, from it uh, that they said, with Zion Lamed,
She'amru zeh l'shana. This is based on I think the medrash that they quoted previously.
they said, based on the Midrash, Bisha'a Shet Tovo HaMitzrim Bayam Bakshu Malachei Hashares Lomar Shira. Uh, that it's good that the Mitzrim at the sea uh, were destroyed,
Right.
and the ministering angels requested to sing. Amar Le, Hakadosh Baruch Hu. Hakadosh Baruch Hu said to them, Maaseh Yedei Tovim, the good works of my hands, Biyam V'atem Omrim Shira, they're dying in the sea and you're singing song. Vikasha, and this is a difficulty. Ha be'avod rishaim. Here, we're they are wicked. Rina, there should be joy.
Right.
Who mosiv la? What is mosiv?
To ask, who mosiv la, who mifarach la, meaning he who asked the question will answer the question.
Will answer. Didafka berishai Yisrael shemesa mach paras alehem uve putter uve parrot uve parat. Um, that
Ubiprat ayidei hariga b'Sanhedrin. That meaning the we're talking about dafke b'Rishon Yisrael, dafke in a case where the Rishoyim, the evil ones, are Jews, shemesim a kaparas alehem, that their death is a kapara for them, an atonement for them. Ubiprat ayidei hariga Sanhedrin, specifically through the death sentence of Sanhedrin.
so it's saying the Jewish people are the Rishonim.
Yeah, in a case where the Jewish, meaning that was the 24,000, that was the end of the pasuk in Kedoshim. So those were carried out either through Shemayim or they carried out through 4,000. The 24,000 being Jews and through the death Shemayim or through Sanhedrin, in that case, their deaths are atonements for them.
And what is this word ubaprat? Oh, specifically,
Yeah, right. That's good.
specifically through the Ariga is the decision of the Sanhedrin?
The death is through the decision of base of the Sanhedrin, correct?
All right, I'm trying to understand this. So the answer is that specifically with wicked Jews, uh, that when wicked Jews die, it's an atonement for them by the specifically through the decision of the Sanhedrin. So we're saying the 24,000 died because the Sanhedrin decreed that they die?
Well, the two cases, 24,000 died because of the decree from Shemayim, right? And since they
Right?
were Jews and they died through Shemayim, that was a kapara for them. That was an atonement for them. And also the last pasuk in Kedoshim starts talking about the death out according to Sanhedrin. That also is a kapara for them. So that's very good. They're dying and they're getting kapara through their deaths. So that's very good. And that's a reason for joy because now they've been corrected.
I see. Okay. And Mikol Zeh, because of this?
Uh, right. Because that is meaning that mishum zeh, because of this,
Because of this, Lechi Mais Have Le Kapara Shapir. What is Mais?
that's referring to lechi mais havile kapora. The misa, the death is a kapora.
This death is for them a kapara uh, Shapir, a proper kapara.
Right.
Is this Havele?
Right. Havile, correct.
Havele be Avod Rishaim Rina. And it is that the what's bavod the service
The destruction of the evil
destruction.
ones is joyful. So with the destruction of the Rishoyim, there's joy because their death, their destruction is part of their kapora. That's a valid reason to be joyful.
Misha achar kach ba'o mos ha'olam.
Masha Ainkain, in contrast,
In contrast, uh, with this, I'm sorry, but almost with the death ha'olam. I'm sorry. What is almost ha'olam?
Masha Ainkain with almost all with the other nations, the non-Jewish, the deaths of the non-Jews.
With the non-Jews, lo michaper lahem. It doesn't atone for them. Mesa, their death. Lo shayich behu ba'avod. it's not appropriate for them to be destroyed. It's not appropriate that when they are destroyed, when the wicked are destroyed, we are joyous.
Right.
There's no kapara for the non-Jews.
That's right.
Well, I thought there was a principle that the Egyptians suffered at the sea according to their wickedness.
That's right. That was punishment. That's not kapara though.
And what's the purpose of punishment if there's no kapara?
Punishment is that they did suffering to Jews. They have to suffer back.
So it's a cosmic balance scale.
To some extent, I don't really understand it completely, but you can understand it in that way. That mida keneged mida, just like a person does good to someone, so the other person does good back to him. He'll get good back to him. So a person makes others suffer. That suffering will be experienced upon him as well. It's only fair.
But the whole point of mita connected mita is that the punishment is constructed in such a way that you learn your lesson from the punishment.
That's only by Jews. That's not by non-Jews. And only if it's accompanied by tshuva. By Jews, it's accompanied by tshuva, but the non-Jews, there's no tshuva.
Okay. Uh, so what we're saying here is that the death of Jews is a source of joy. The death of wicked Jews is a source of joy because their punishment is going to bring them to do tshuva.
That'll be part of the atonement. They'll have an atonement. The atonement is only possible with if there's tshuva. There's no atonement if there's no tshuva.
Right. But the death of the non-Jews is not joyous because they don't do tshuva.
Right. And the is not an atonement.
And it's not an atonement. Okay.
The Gemara in Avodah Zarah brings several examples. Brings a case of when Uncus, he was the nephew of the Roman Caesar, so he wanted to be misgayer. So he was thinking very seriously about it for a long time, and particularly because he was endangering his life. If his uncle, the Caesar, found out that his nephew converted to Judaism, he would have been killed on the spot. But so he took it very seriously about his decision. So he wanted to inquire about the Jews. So he went and he brought Bilam back to life, and Bilam said, "No, anything you could do against the Jews, you should do against the Jews." So the Gemara brings other examples as well that you see from the fact that the non-Jews of the rest of the nations, even in Gehenna, while they're burning in Gehenna, they don't change their attitudes.
Right. Um, hmm. Yeah, I don't understand it.
What's not clear?
Um, it sounds vindictive to me to make somebody burn when there's no benefit from it. There's no purpose to it.
He's simply getting back the suffering that he caused other people. And had he had regrets, had he done tshuva, then it could be possible that his death would be a kapora. But without regrets, without tshuva, so his destruction is simple destruction.
But
So
why do we
therefore,
say he can't have regrets and he can't do tshuva?
because that's what the Gemara says. The non-Jews, they don't change their, even at the portal of Gehenna, the evil ones of the Goyim do not change their attitudes.
And that's their fault?
Uh, most likely, yeah, most likely.
Mhm. All right, well, let's go on. Uh,
Esav stood in the way of the burial of Yaakov Avinu to the very moment his head was chopped off. What's
right.
what's 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 Esav's problem? You know.
Well, he felt that he was being cheated out of what was rightfully his.
What are you talking about? He signed it. He signed the star. He signed the contract. Naphtali went to Mitzrayim to get the contract. He was lying to his very last breath.
What contract did he sign?
Yaakov Avinu bought the Mars Machpelah from Esav. Signed the contract. Yaakov Avinu was very smart. He knew he was dealing with Esav, who was a Russia and a liar. He wasn't going to buy something from Esav without a contract. Would you buy something from Al Capone without a contract?
No way.
So Yaakov Avinu certainly wouldn't buy something from Esav without a contract. And they had a contract. And Esav knew they had a contract. And he was lying to his very last breath.
That's the incident where they sent Naphtali back to get the contract.
Exactly. That's because there was a contract and it was in Mitzrayim.
So Esau was lying because he said I have a right to Machpelah when he didn't because he had sold it.
Absolutely.
I see. All right, let's go on, I guess. I have to think about some of this, I guess, but we'll go on. Uh, Avera de Hare Torah Melo Shira Kayam al uh, ma, Mipalas
The
Miplas.
Nepalis Mitzrayim is Ivra means it's true. Ivra means it's true.
It's
It's true.
true.
The Hari Torah Moli Shira Kiyam Alma Paras Mitzrayim. I mean, it's true that the Torah itself is full of the song over the destruction of the Egyptians. And it says, Az Yishir Moshe B'nai Yisrael.
As Yasher Moshe Uvnei Yisrael. Uh, Udevora Ubarak al Mipalkan shel Akum.
And
And
when
Deborah and Barak,
yeah, when
um,
they when they defeated Sisera in the war, so there was great rejoicing, and it's recorded in Tanakh.
what's Palat? Paltan?
The destruction of the Goyim.
So Devorah and Barak were rejoicing over the destruction of the Goyim. V'chol haTorah mal'ah b'shirim al mipalat she'eno
Soines, Soine Yisrael, and the haters of the Jews.
the haters of the Jews. So all of the Torah is full of songs about the destruction of the haters of the Jews. V'osim Yom Tov, and they make a Yom Tov, Kippurim, like Purim, Upurim al Mipalat Haman. In Purim, we have the destruction of Haman. V'od, and more. Sancheriv,
Yeah, that was Sennacherib when he came to destroy Yerushalayim, when Sennacherib came with his army to destroy Yerushalayim and the base of Mikdash. So with his destruction, there is also song over there.
right. Uh, what is Kaf Shin?
Vadai Kolshike.
Closer cane means what in any case?
Even more so. So the Vadai Kolshkin whom Mefalas Akum Israel, Russia. That even more so when it's going to be um, a non-Jew's destruction um, through a Jew.
Well, pardon?
Yeah, go ahead. About Iker Kushis.
But the subject of Kushis, what's Kushis?
No, the Iker Kushis. However, Iker Kushis, the primary question, Gamkein, is also
The primary question is also Meha Deboye Malache Hashares Lomar Shira. Why is it necessary for the ministering angels to sing?
well, better yet, the boy they wanted, the Gamkein Maha. The primary question is also the fact that the Malachesh's boy they wanted to say Shira.
V'hashiv Lahem Hakadosh Baruch Hu. What's Hashiv?
And HaKadosh Baruch Hu answered them, meaning when the Malachim wanted to say Shira at the time of the destruction of the Egyptians.
Masayidei Tovim Bayam. My works of my hand are drowning in the sea. Mivoar hacheluk hanal. Let's see.
It has been explained the difference above.
It's been explained the difference above. Div avod Rushaim, that when the wicked are destroyed, Rina, there is joy. Livnei Adam, before people.
Right.
Aval,
When the wicked are destroyed, there is definitely joy for people. In the perspective, the human perspective, there's definitely joy when the evil ones are destroyed. Aval, however, the Shemayim, in the heavenly perspective,
V'rachamav al kol ma'asav va'afilu minim u'risha'im. But in heaven, there's mercy on all of the works, all of his works, and even types of wickedness.
yeah, meaning afilu meaning are like heretics and evil ones.
Oh, minim, heretics.
So from the perspective of a Kadosh Baruch Hu, since they are everything is in fact creations from a Kadosh Baruch Hu. So the destruction of the Hashem's own creations from the heavenly perspective, that's not a cause of song. However, from the human perspective, right, where the evil ones uh, are when the evil ones are destroyed, so it is appropriate joy. Uh-huh.
Uh,
Okay. So that's another way of answering the question. Why the Malachim were not allowed to to say Shira at the time of the destruction of the Egyptians, Lifnei Kadosh Baruch Hu. They wanted to say Shira Lifnei Kadosh Baruch Hu. So
right. And
that's the primary this for the heavenly perspective.
the heavenly perspective is to show mercy towards them, even if they're heretics and wicked.
Well, because they are inevitably they are the creations of a Kadosh Baruch Hu, right? Okay, well, we'll continue on with this. We have another paragraph or two to complete next week.
Very
So,
confusing.
yeah, no, okay, well, all right, see if you can clarify your questions, and we'll try and deal with them next time, Bezrat Hashem.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Rabbi. Have a good Shabbos and have a good
Thank
Yom
you
Tov.
too. Yom Tov as well, and good Shabbos and good Yom Tov, and hope to see you. I guess. Let's see. Yeah, we'll still be on a Ben Izmanim schedule next week as well, so we'll see you. 10 o'clock next
Benes
week.
Manim goes what, to the end of Nisan?
I think so. Yeah, I think they'll probably do that. I think we'll go that way till we get to Rosh Chodesh.
So let's see, it's now, whoops, it's now, what, the 20th of Nisan?
I think so. I can check. Let me check.
So we've got another week in a couple of days.
Yeah, yeah. Good.
Okay.
Yeah, Rosh Chodesh is going to be a week from next Monday, Yom Sheni next week. A week yeah, we have time yet. Okay, very good.
All right. So 10 o'clock on Sunday then.
Mir Hashem.
All right. Thank you, Rabbi.
Very good. Have a good Erev Shabbos. Good Erev Yom Tov.
You
See you
too.
next time. Be well.
Bye-bye.
Shalom.